Everyone in my family couldn't stop praising this pumpkin cake, no frying, no oil, and it's even easier to make than steamed buns. Hi everyone, I'm Tracy. Today I'll show you how to make a delicious cake using just half of a sweet, ripe pumpkin. If you're a pumpkin lover, you definitely don't want to miss today's video. Start with half of a ripe pumpkin. Depending on what you want to make, if the pumpkin is small, you can also use the whole thing. Here, I'm using half of a large pumpkin. Then use a small spoon to scoop out all the seeds and the soft flesh in the center. You can keep the seeds to roast later if you want a healthy snack. Then cut the pumpkin into sections and carefully remove the skin. After that, rinse the pumpkin well to wash away any dirt, then cut it into thick, even pieces. Keeping the pumpkin pieces the same size helps them cook evenly and hold their shape. Pumpkin is not only delicious, but also rich in nutrients. It's packed with amino acids that support the immune system and beta-carotene, which is great for eyesight. The natural sweetness and golden color come from all those healthy antioxidants. And when you cut the pumpkin, you'll notice its gentle, pleasant scent that brings out the full flavor of this cake. After cutting the pumpkin, arrange the slices neatly on a flat plate. Try not to stack too many pieces on top of each other so the steam can evenly penetrate each slice. Pour enough water into the steamer and place the plate inside. An important tip: always start steaming with cold water. As the water gradually heats up, the pumpkin will slowly soften, keeping its natural sweetness and smooth texture. Cover the lid and bring the water to a boil. When it starts boiling, lower the heat to medium and continue steaming for about 8 to 10 minutes. During this time, you can lift the lid and test the pumpkin with chopsticks or a fork. If the pumpkin is soft and breaks apart easily with no hard center, it's perfectly cooked. Then, carefully remove the plate from the steamer and transfer the hot pumpkin pieces into a large bowl. While it's still warm, mash them with a spoon, a rolling pin, or a potato masher until you get a soft, lump-free texture. This step is best done while the pumpkin is hot. If you wait until it cools down, it becomes harder to mash evenly, and the texture won't be as silky. Once the pumpkin puree is ready, crack in 2 eggs and stir them in quickly. The eggs help make the mixture soft, fluffy, and richer in flavor. They also add protein, making this cake more nutritious and balanced. After the pumpkin and eggs have been mixed well, pour them into a larger bowl for easier resting. Then add sugar according to your taste. I usually use 1 or 2 tablespoons, but if you prefer a sweeter flavor, you can add a little more. Then, sprinkle in about 3 grams of yeast powder and stir gently with chopsticks or a whisk until it's evenly combined. Here's something very important to remember: never add yeast when the pumpkin mixture is still too hot. If the temperature is over 120 degrees, about 50 degrees, the yeast will die and the batter won't rise. It's best to let the mixture cool down slightly warm to the touch, but not hot before adding the yeast. Only at this temperature can the yeast stay active and create that soft, airy texture we want. Next, start adding the flour little by little, 1 or 2 tablespoons at a time, and stir in the same direction after each addition. Mixing slowly helps you control the thickness because every pumpkin has a different moisture level. Keep stirring until the batter becomes smooth, thick, and stretchy, with no dry lumps of flour. When you lift the chopsticks or spatula, it should fall slowly and form soft ribbons. This is the perfect texture, not too runny, not too stiff, and it's what will make your pumpkin cake turn out light, moist, and beautifully tender. When the dough reaches the perfect smooth and elastic texture, it's time to let it rest and rise. Cover the bowl tightly with plastic wrap, then place it in a warm spot for about 20 minutes. During this first fermentation, the yeast will start working, creating tiny air bubbles that fill the dough, making the cake soft and fluffy. While waiting, let's prepare the dried fruits, red dates, and raisins, 2 ingredients that add sweetness and a lovely highlight to this cake. First, put a handful of red dates and a handful of raisins into a bowl. Add a little water. Then sprinkle a small spoonful of flour on top. Use your hands to rub them gently for about 1 minute. The fine flour acts like a tiny brush, helping to remove dust and residue hidden in the folds of the dates or the wrinkles of the raisins. This method is much more effective than rinsing them directly with water. After that, rinse them twice until the water becomes clear. Drain well and place them on a plate. Use scissors to cut the red dates into small pieces, remembering to remove the pits inside. Next, cut the raisins into even smaller pieces this way. Their fruity flavor will spread evenly throughout the dough. After about 20 minutes, the dough should be beautifully risen. Remove the plastic wrap, and you'll notice that it has expanded to nearly double its original size. See tiny honeycomb-like holes inside. That's the sign of perfect fermentation. It means the yeast is active, and your pumpkin dough is full of air, soft, and ready for the next step. Now it's time to release the large air bubbles. Using a whisk, stir the batter several times in the same direction. This step, known as air release, helps break up the larger bubbles so the cake stays smooth and even after steaming. Skipping this step can cause the inside of the cake to become hollow or uneven. While stirring, add the raisins you prepared earlier. Mix for about 1 to 2 minutes until the dried fruit is evenly spread throughout the batter. This makes sure every bite has a gentle sweetness and a pleasant fruity aroma. By now, the batter should look smooth, golden, and lightly dotted with pieces of fruit that make it look beautiful. Next, it's time to shape it and let it rise one more time. Don't worry if you don't have special molds at home. The small bowls you use for rice or soup work just fine. Start by pouring a little cooking oil into each bowl. Then use a small brush or a paper towel to spread it evenly along the inner walls and corners. This thin layer of oil prevents the dough from sticking and also gives the cake a smoother, more delicate surface after steaming. Next, scoop the dough into each bowl, filling it only about 2/3 full. Leave some space for the dough to expand during the second rise and while it's cooking. If you fill the bowls too full, the batter may overflow once it starts to puff up. After filling, use the back of your spoon or chopsticks to gently flatten the surface and smooth out any uneven spots. Now comes the fun part, decorating. Place a few slices of red dates on top of each bowl of dough. You can arrange them like little flowers, stars, or simply scatter them naturally either way. It'll look beautiful once steamed. Then, let the dough rest again for about 5 to 8 minutes. You'll notice the surface becoming slightly puffed and springy to the touch. That's the sign that the second fermentation is complete, and your pumpkin cakes are ready to steam. First, pour enough water into the steamer and bring it to a boil over medium heat. When the water starts to boil, carefully place each small bowl of batter into the steamer, leaving a small space between the bowls so the steam can circulate evenly. Cover the lid and keep the heat at medium, not too high, so the cakes cook evenly and gently without cracking on the top. Steam the cakes for about 15 to 18 minutes. When the cakes are done, and you will see the pumpkin cakes puffed up, golden, and slightly glossy on the surface. To check if the cakes are fully cooked, use a clean toothpick to poke into the center of one cake. If the toothpick comes out clean without any wet batter sticking to it, the cakes are done. Turn off the heat and let them sit for about 2 minutes before removing. Use a small sharp knife to gently loosen the edges along the mold, and the cakes will come out easily. Look at this. The result is a batch of golden cakes, highlighted with a few pieces of red dates and an irresistible aroma. Break one in half. Wow, the texture is fluffy, soft, and perfectly bouncy. Take a bite. The flavor is wonderful. They have a mild sweetness. The rich aroma of pumpkin and the chewy bits of raisins make every bite so enjoyable. Every time I make this dish, the kids at home cheer with excitement because they love it so much. No matter how many I make, they disappear so quickly, and that makes me, the one who made them, feel truly happy. How about you? After watching this video, will you head to the kitchen to try making them for your kids and family to enjoy? If you still have any questions or don't understand something, just leave a comment and I'll answer everything for you. And now I have to say goodbye to today's video. I hope the pumpkin cake I shared today will make all pumpkin lovers happy and satisfied. And don't forget, if you found this video helpful, please hit like, share, and subscribe to the Tracy Tips channel as a little encouragement to keep me motivated to create even more useful videos. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.